Hey guys, just got back from MagicCon Vegas last night. Super fun time. Kind of my first con. I went to one in like 2018, I think, in Overland Park, Kansas, but it was pretty different back then, as well as I was a broke college student, so I didn't get to do that much, but I wanted to document a little bit about what my experience was like and share it with you. So without further ado, let's jump into that. After leaving the baby and the dog of my parents, it was time to head to the airport. It was my first time flying in almost a decade, so I was a little nervous. But other than security thinking my decks were scary, our flight was smooth and on time. It was nice being able to catch up on some reading. Bookmarks are a great alternative use for all those extra basic lands you have lying around. And you know you're in Vegas when even the airports and hotels have casinos. We spent our first night wandering around the strip and enjoying a nice Italian meal. Since we decided to walk to the convention center to save money on Ubering, it gave me time to catch up on some Pokemon Go. It was so exciting walking in and seeing so many Magic players together. I got to meet Krim, the Agent Avenger, and got a signed Bolas. Over the next couple of days, I ended up meeting all of the MTG Goldfish Crew and getting signed cards from them. As some of you know, I'm their Commander Clash podcast editor now, so it was cool getting to meet them in person. I'm sad I wasn't better about asking for pictures, but as you can probably tell from the way this vlog is shot, I'm very socially awkward. I also got to chat with artist Chris Ron and got a signed print and got my Kozilek signed. Between those couple things and wandering around, I only had time for 2 games of Commander, but both were pretty fun and all players involved were super nice. And of course, the highlight of the first day was Game Nights Live. It was crazy seeing how much energy a game of Commander could produce. Our hotel also didn't have a microwave and weren't willing to heat up our leftovers, so we had to use a hairdryer, and that worked about as well as you would imagine. When waking up with feet pain, we decided to get tickets to the monorail. Not only did that help us get around town faster, but it also allowed us to get a better view of the city. We had a little time to kill again in the morning, so we walked around Caesar Palace to enjoy the sights. It's a shame that we don't put effort into modern architecture to make things this beautiful anymore. And after a way too big lunch, it was time to head back to the convention. I played in a modern tournament using my Abzan mid-range deck. Unfortunately, Siege Rhino isn't the powerhouse he used to be, so that went about as well as you would expect. My wife and I also made time to see the cosplay contest. It was a lot of fun to see people spend so much time making something around a character in a game that they love. Otherwise, as you'd expect, I was getting in as many games of Commander as I could. Since the con wasn't open as late for the last day, I made the effort to get up and around as early as I could. The print was too big to fit in our suitcase, so I had to track down a FedEx to ship it back home. Once I arrived at the con, I got my business done right away. To start, I sold off all the cards that were in my trade binder that I didn't trade off during the first 2 days. Then I got Steven a couple packs of Dragon Shield sleeves as a thank you for feeding our cats while we were gone. I was wanting to go to Josh and Jimmy from Command Zone's meet and greet, but the line was crazy long and I figured I'd have other opportunities to meet them someday. Then I just spent the rest of my day jamming crazy, exciting games of Commander, and I think my favorite games of the weekend were on this last day. We ended our trip with a delicious dinner, in part to celebrate my wife and I's upcoming wedding anniversary. Come Monday, it was wake up, go to the airport, and come home. While it was a fun weekend, I was happy to be reunited with my baby and my pets. So that's a little bit about my MagicCon Vegas experience. And then also as a part of being an ambassador, I got this really nice drawstring bag that came with some goodies like packs and stuff. Most notably, in my opinion, is these deck box and sleeves, as well as this playmat for the event. I got to meet Diana in person, who runs the ambassador program over at Wizards, and she's just the nicest gal. And I seriously did play some of the most fun games of Commander I have in my life. And I even got to meet some of you guys. That was really cool. I think it's really cool that in the modern day, we have technology that we can be interacting with each other on YouTube and then meet each other in Vegas. I just think that's the coolest thing. If you weren't able to make it to MagicCon Vegas, I hope you can make it to a con somewhere at some point, because it really is so much fun. Between the vendors, being able to play, all the panels, the events, it really is just the great overall experience of Magic the Gathering. So if I met you there, great to meet you, and hopefully I'll meet you guys at another con. I'm hoping to get to go to some more in the future. I'll at least try to go to Vegas again next year. I don't know about any other ones, but we'll see. But if you're new, make sure you subscribe and check out some of our other videos, and otherwise, I will see you guys later.